Arnold Allen versus Nik Lentz takes place on the prelims of UFC Fight Night 166 on ESPN Plus 24. Raleigh Blaydes versus JDS? I think not. This fight should be on the main card. However, they've put it on the co-main event of the prelims for some bizarre reason. I have no idea why. It was supposed to be Arnold Allen versus Josh Emmett. However, Josh Emmett pulled out with an injury, as he's known to do. Arnold Allen finds a short notice replacement in Nik Lentz. A good fight. A real good fight. To be honest with you, if you're asking for a fight on short notice, you're not going to get any ranked opponents. Let's be real. You're not going to get any highly ranked, unranked opponents. You know? So Nik Lentz, I get it. I get why they found Nik Lentz. He also had a fight fall out on this card as well with Nad Narimani. It made sense to make this fight happen. However, it's a bit of a dangerous fight for Arnold Allen because he needs to make Nik Lentz look like Nik Lentz. Okay, Arnold Allen's a guy in the UFC right now. 6-0, undefeated, riding an 8-fight win streak overall. Very good to have at featherweight, especially being 6-0 in the UFC. Coming off a big performance against Gilbert Melendez, I believe at UFC 235 or 239 as the headliner of the prelims. One of those two had a very impressive performance. Absolutely schooled Gilbert Melendez. And a lot of people say to me, oh, well, it's Gilbert Melendez. Everyone beats Gilbert Melendez now at this point in his career. But you have to make him look like Gilbert Melendez. Okay? If Gilbert Melendez goes out there and wins the first round against Arnold Allen and then just loses the second two closely and Arnold Allen wins, I can understand the criticism. But you're arguing that he's fighting a can. But my argument back to you is he's making them look like it. You know what I mean? Like if he made it any way competitive between him and Gilbert Melendez, I'd be worried. But he schooled Gilbert Melendez and made it look easy. Okay? And I think Gilbert Melendez and Nik Lentz is a 50-50 fight, honestly. Like, I really do. And that's how I'm kind of going to stack up this fight. Nik Lentz, of course, in a completely different stage of his career. I mean, you can tell that by looking at who they were originally supposed to fight in terms of which stage of their career that they're at. Nik Lentz was supposed to fight Nad Narimani, who's 2-1 in the UFC right now, coming off a loss to Mike Grundy, I believe. That's who Nik Lentz was going to fight. And Arnold Allen was supposed to fight Josh Emmett. That's a clear indication of where these two men are at in terms of their career. Okay, Nik Lentz on the downward slope. Arnold Allen skyrocketing forward. I believe he's going to win over Nik Lentz. The only question I'm asking is he going to get the finish? Because Nik Lentz is a very difficult man to finish. I know he's just been finished by Charles Oliveira, which makes me believe. And this was Nik Lentz's only real TKO finish in his career, because his other two TKO losses have been by doctor stoppage, if you don't know. Charles Oliveira was his first legit bad TKO loss, where he actually got concussed and finished. I just wonder, is Arnold Allen going to be able to capitalise on Nik Lentz coming down to featherweight, draining himself after already being KO'd at 155? Is he going to be able to find the finish, or isn't he? I don't think he's going to. Because Arnold Allen, he could find the finish. Actually, you know what? I think he'll find the finish late in the fight, in the third round, after schooling Nik Lentz for the first two. I feel like that's what's going to happen. Because Arnold Allen, if you're looking for wild, crazy finishes, I mean, he has some front chokes that he can use, and he has finished some guys in the UFC, but if you're really looking for a wild striker who's going to KO motherfuckers, you're looking in the wrong place. He's too technical for that, okay? And you can really see the TriStar effect in him of being real smart with what he does. He never overexerts himself. He never overthrows his shots. He mixes everything up beautifully with leg kicks, body shots, head shots. Doesn't headhunt around the octagon like some fool. I just like Arnold Allen in this fight. I really do. I think that Nik Lentz can pose some problems. I really do. Nik Lentz is a great pressure fighter. If we've seen Arnold Allen have problems in the past, it's been to pressure fighters. In Mads Burnell, and I believe Makwan Amikani was putting a pressure on Arnold Allen early as well. He's had some trouble in that regard, but even though he still won those fights, those are the sort of situations we've seen Arnold Allen have a bit of a problem with. When a guy is pushing him up against the cage and just staying on him. Nik Lentz has that style of fight, okay? That's what Nik Lentz does. He comes out there, gets in your face, puts pressure on you. I just don't think he's going to be able to do it to Arnold Allen now in his career. Arnold Allen, I mean, every time I see him fight, I think, right, well, that's another 6 months at TriStar he's got on his hands. He's only going to get better every time. He's just turned 26 just a couple of days ago, okay? He's got a whole year of being 26 left. That's crazy. He should be ranked right now, and I don't know why he's not ranked. Sadiq Yusuff beat Andre Fili, somehow became ranked, and Ryan Hall moved up the rankings. Ryan Hall's like 3-0, first of all. Sadiq Yusuff's 3-0. Arnold Allen's fucking 6-0. I don't care who he's fighting. He's 6-0 against featherweights in the UFC. Okay? Okay? I'm done hearing it. He should be ranked, and if he isn't ranked after his win over Nik Lentz, then all hope is lost with the UFC. But on a brighter note, I feel like Arnold Allen is going to win this fight. I think he is going to finish it in the third round. I do worry that he isn't going to finish this, because if I'm honest with you, he kind of does need to finish this fight, because no offense to Nik Lentz, but Arnold Allen's been given a bit of a layup here. Like, he was supposed to be fighting Josh Emmett, so that's a dangerous fight that Arnold Allen was the underdog in, of all people. Like, Josh Emmett is a real dangerous fight for Arnold Allen, and that was the interesting one. For him to get Nik Lentz on short notice, he needs to make Nik Lentz look like Nik Lentz. He needs to beat up Nik Lentz badly if we're going to believe that Arnold Allen is the savage prospect that we think he is. And I believe that he's going to. I think he knows that he's going to. And I think he knows that he needs to make a statement here. Because the fact that they've put him on the prelims should be a wake-up call to him about his fighting. He needs to get a finish, and he needs to get himself on some main cards. He should be on the main cards anyway, regardless of if he's finishing fights or not. But I think the reason that he's being put on the prelims is because the UFC wants to show him, hey, you want to be on the main card against lower ranked opponents, you're going to have to put on good performances. And I think he's going to put on a good performance. The one thing I worry about is Nik Lentz's pressure on Arnold Allen. How's Arnold Allen going to deal with that? I believe he's gotten better at dealing with it. Gilbert Melendez tried to put the pace on Arnold Allen. You could hear it in Gilbert Melendez's corner the entire fight. Hey, we need you to back this guy up. And Arnold Allen was just not backing up, standing his ground, ripping shots to the body, smashing Gilbert Melendez with that lead leg kick to the calf. I mean, he's learned as he's grown in the TriStar camp. And that's the best time at TriStar. When you're a young fighter and you're at TriStar, I really like it. I really do. I really like it. And I love it for Kevin Lee as well. When you're a young guy that isn't set in your ways like an older veteran would be, like a Nik Lentz would be, TriStar is the best place for you, because only when you're a young guy who hasn't just completely zoned in on one style of fighting yet can Firas Zahabi work his magic on you and convert you in certain ways and change you into the ways that you need to change in order to be world champion. I think Arnold Allen's going to be a great fight here. I think he's going to put on a great performance. I think Nik Lentz is a good opponent for him in terms of making a showcase, because I've been hyping up Arnold Allen for a very long time, as people who watch my channel would know. I'm kind of hoping that he does put on a good performance, because I've talked about him so much. 7-0 if he wins this one. He better be fucking ranked, or else there will be violence of the highest degree. And I promise you that. That's a warning, UFC. And if he does win this one, which I think he will, give him a fucking ranked opponent. Let's reschedule him versus Josh Emmett at a later date, you know? Like, give the guy a fucking break, because you're giving Sadiq Yusuff... I'm assuming Sadiq Yusuff's going to get a ranked opponent next. Ryan Hall's in the rankings for beating fucking Darren Elkins, who is unranked, so that makes no sense. Arnold Allen's won 7 in a fucking row. If he wins this one. Give him a fucking break. Jesus Christ. I think Arnold Allen wins this. I think he's going to be too clean on the feet. And I think he's going to put Nik Lentz out in the third round after a little bit of a beating in the first two. He's going to pick apart Nik Lentz for 2 rounds, use that low leg kick, throw some shots to the body, wear down Nik Lentz, because Nik Lentz, of course, draining himself to 45. It's a move that Nik Lentz has thought about for a very long time. A lot of people don't realise that Nik Lentz has been thinking about going to 45 for a very long time. He just keeps getting called up for short notice fights against Charles Oliveira because it's the trilogy that we all needed to see happen, you know? For some reason, he keeps getting called to fight Charles Oliveira. Every weekend. Before Kevin Lee was fighting Oliveira in UFC Brasilia, they were calling Nik Lentz. That's how the UFC rolls. Charles Oliveira has a fight, see what Nik Lentz is up to. Okay? Apparently that seems to be the theme. But Nik Lentz finally getting his way, coming down to 45. He was looking for a 45 matchup against BJ Penn earlier, which again shows where you're at in your career. If you're looking for a BJ Penn fight, who's now on a 7-fight loss streak and hasn't won in about 8 fucking years, you know where you are in your career. He could beat Arnold Allen. He poses some danger. He poses some threat. I give respect to Nik Lentz. I've seen him fight. He has a very annoying style to deal with, of pressure against the cage. I feel like Arnold Allen in his last fight against Melendez's strategy was to push him back. He couldn't do it because Arnold Allen refused to let him do it. Because Arnold Allen knows that's where his weakness is when he allows himself to be bullied around. Allen's going to be the bully. Allen's going to put a beating on Nik Lentz, and Allen's going to get a rescheduling of him versus Josh Emmett on the UFC 249 prelims as the headliner. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button there. We're rooting for Arnold Allen, okay? And if you ain't, then unsubscribe. Goodbye. Nik Lentz is a good fighter. I just think Arnold Allen at TriStar. Listen, you don't get it. You don't get it. If he wins this, he's got more time at TriStar. It only gets worse for everyone else on the roster. I can't even explain it enough. Another thing, he's fighting a guy who wants to put him against the cage and grapple with him. He's training with Kevin Lee, who's in camp right now. And Masad Bektik, who's in camp right now. That gym is a fucking set of killers around those weight classes. Goodbye. Click that there again. See you later. I'm going with Arnold Allen by 3rd round TKO.